Yes, mano. Estamos na área aqui para mais uma live exclusiva, entrevista exclusiva agora com o Kumar Fyah, do Range Fyah. Vai rolar aqui na live dos Warriors.
Yeah, brother.
Yes. Yeah. Nice. So, my name is Clayson Levy, right? So, we are the Warriors in Brazil website. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm here in Jamaica. What's up? Everything Irie.
So, I hear me very well?
You're good, man.
Yes. So, great questions about the music, the Jamaicans, and many more about, you know.
Yes, I respect, respect.
So, are you adapting your routine work in pandemic time?
It's tough. It's been tough for everybody worldwide. We have to stay home in lockdown.
The
Yeah.
Jamaica pandemic is
No good,
how
no good, no good right now. We have lockdown and curfew hours. So we have to make things happen.
yes. One
Mm.
moment to translate to fãs to in Brazil, right?
Yes, I am.
Ok. Galera, ele está falando sobre a Jamaica, que também não está legal. Eu perguntei para ele como é que está a situação da pandemia, então ele falou que não está legal lá na Jamaica. Lá na Jamaica, a pandemia não está legal, está devastadora e a gente espera que tudo acabe bem aí em breve. Uh, Stay safe and strong to Jamaica people, right?
Yes, man. Likewise, to everybody in Brazil.
Yes.
Yes, stay safe.
Ele
Bless up.
está mandando um salve também aqui para a galera do Brasil. Coma,
Yes,
the
brother.
man the many people in Brazil watch the interview right now, you know.
Yeah.
So the people say, I love Coma, I love Range Fire. Yes,
Yes, Papa.
very like them.
Yes,
So
Papa.
speaking about the Range Fire, speaking about Range Fire, the start career, your career, you know.
Yeah,
The
well, actually, yeah, man, I joined Raging Fire a few years ago, 2010 when I just joined the band. So it was a very great time for me, writing songs and performing all over the world with some really talented musicians. They're great musicians.
yeah,
So that was what kept us going because we all, love music. So Raging Fire, I decided to part ways with Raging Fire a few years ago for many reasons that I won't get into, you know. But
mm-hmm.
I
Yes,
decided to do my own and kept on writing songs that mean something to me because I'm very spiritual and I love to work with my soul, so I think the music is still great. Since I've left the band, I've been making some really wonderful songs. So music is life, brother.
yes.
Yeah, man.
So, pois é, galera, ele tá falando aqui da Range Fire, que foi onde ele começou a carreira dele lá em 2006 e ele começou com a carreira dele lá em 2006. Ele está dizendo que foi uma grande experiência, foi uma grande participação, ele e os caras, os brothers, né, da
Yes,
Range
brother.
Fire, e foi uma grande experiência para ele estar ao lado desses caras, tocar em grandes festivais, e a música tem que seguir cada vez mais, e
True, man.
é isso que vai acontecer. Cada vez mais a música vai seguir. Independente dele estar ou não na Range Fire, a música vai seguir. Yes, man. Great. So the many people in Brazil like your music to speak the message in the hard times into Brazilian fans.
Yes, so to my fans over there in Brazil, you know, I know it's tough. I know it's hard right now, especially, for the older, fans and the older ones who are, you have to be watching their health because apart
Yeah,
from COVID, I think
yeah,
there's like this mental you know, suppression, this mental depression that's taking over a lot of the people. And, you know, we have to be compassionate. We have to have love. We have to, you know, think about our one another, you know, brothers keeper, sisters keeper in this time. So,
Yes, I
you
know.
know, I was just reasoning, you know, with some family, and I was saying, you know, no matter how high the barriers get, you know, no matter how rough the system set, you know, no matter how much you think your rights are being taken away, no matter how
Yeah,
much you feel like, yo, all of this is crazy and I can't do it no more, don't ever give up on life, because life is over death. You understand? So always be hopeful, always, you know, have positive intentions and believe that you have what it takes to make life better, even for not yourself, but the future generations to come. So we have to do the right
true,
thing
true.
today for tomorrow. So big up all fans them and everybody in Brazil who, you know, understand this part of the message, because you can't be stuck in your ways either, because then you're just a slave to whatever control you. So you have to willing to have conversation and, you know, work situations out, because there's
Yeah.
always life. So there's hope.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
É, galera, ele está dizendo aí para os fãs brasileiros se cuidarem, se manterem em casa, viverem a pandemia, mas com cuidado, com muito cuidado e manter as proteções, que é muito importante isso para as novas gerações, para a nova geração da música, para novas gerações de fãs. E
Yes.
como os fãs brasileiros, ele está dizendo que tem um grande prazer de fazer isso para os fãs brasileiros, para os fãs em qualquer lugar do mundo, porque a música liga as pessoas, os fãs brasileiros ou qualquer outro fã no mundo inteiro. Yes, man, great.
Yes, Jaja.
So, talk a little about the first solo album, Culture Walk.
Yes. So Culture Walk, you know, was my first solo album. So immediately after I left the band, Raging Fyah, I embarked on some travels and I ended up in Indonesia and touring one of my favorite places to date, Mauritius. So when I went to Mauritius, you know, at that point I was already writing the song Remember Me, Before I Be a Slave. And I performed it for the first time in Mauritius. And while there I realized that the energy I got from the people, I needed to make an album. So after getting back to Jamaica, you know, I was working on songs, and one day I woke up and, you know, my son and my wife, they were like, Daddy, you always traveling, you're taking a culture walk, you know? And I was like,
Yeah,
that's the name of the album. You know, so I named the album Culture Walk based on, you know, the different experiences over the years of touring the world and meeting new people. But specifically, you know, visiting Mauritius and Indonesia, you know, gave me some different insight, you know, to the
mm-hmm.
world. And I
Yes,
decided to just push through the exchanging of cultures and vibe
yeah,
amongst people in a global space, because, you know, we collaborate all the time, the same set of people all the time. You know, I think we need to, you know, reach out to other people and, you know, learn about people and learn to love and appreciate them. So Culture Walk was born from that kind of vibration. And that was a year. Culture Walk is almost 1 year old as an album. So, you know, give
mm-hmm.
thanks to everybody who streamed the
Yeah.
album and listened to the album, you know, because I have a brand new album working on right now, just so you know. So get up to speed, you know, get Culture Walk.
Yes, yes.
It's like,
Great, great.
yeah.
Galera, ele está falando aqui que é um grande álbum, que as coisas estão caminhando bem, é um grande álbum. E ele teve uma grande experiência nas Ilhas Maurícias, nas terras Maurícias lá que ele
Yeah,
foi,
man,
e
I
que ele
love
viu,
Maurice.
e que ele viu a cultura, o jeito das pessoas e tal, isso inspirou muito ele a fazer esse álbum, né? Por isso é que chama Cultural Walk, quer dizer, uma cultura que ele andou, entendeu? Ele andou e viu, ele andou por vários lugares, mas nessas Ilhas Maurícias, ele viu que tem uma coisa lá que não tem em outros lugares e a galera marcou presença de boa lá e ele resolveu homenagear as Ilhas Maurícias com esse álbum, que contém o Agente Cisco como participação e outros mais aí que ele lançou na carreira dele solo, o primeiro álbum solo da carreira dele. Yes, man. Can you sing the some music? Walk the first album, Walk to the People in Brazil.
Yeah, well, the first album, Culture Walk, you know, had songs like Before I Be a Slave, I'd be buried in my grave. Oh, Jaja, do remember me. Yes, before I be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave.
FK Mix
Jaja, do remember me. Do remember me. Brazil, the youth them nowadays now hold the order. No for them still a try cross the border. No one to blame, can't point your finger when your days them numbered gas cylinder.
FK Mix Studio.
We are warrior. Huh. More life, health and strength. This is Kumar, you know, representing the Culture Walk album. Remember Me. Dry Bones is another song from the album that's really good. You know, so you can check it, trading places. Culture Walk.
Great song. Você tocou ao lado de gigantes do reggae no mundo, como a banda UB4 e outros mais. O que você tirou de ensinamento musical disso tudo?
Have you been together with great monsters of the reggae music? For example, UB40, yeah. How was, for you, in your opinion, the great lesson that you took out from your experience life?
Yeah, we're in a touring with the likes of UB40 and Billy Ocean and the Wailers, you know, and I mean, lots of great artists, you know, from Jamaica, you know, and Jamaican. Like, I've met so many great artists over the years, you know, that it really feels good, you know, Morgan Heritage, the Marleys. So I think sharing stage and space, you know, with the ones who have been doing it before me, you know, it gives me a great feeling because, you know, and it's crazy because I've been doing this for 10 years now, going 11, maybe 12. And I kind of feel old, you know. I'm like, yo, I've been in the game so long, so I kind of feel like an old person, but honestly, we're young and we're youthful. So right now, we're just trying to inspire the youths as well that are coming, because just as how I used to look up to Sizzla Kalonji and Capleton and, you know, Babandi, Freddie McGregor, you know, we look up to these artists over the years. You know, Black Uhuru, Ducky Simpson, you know, all of the greats, you know, so over the years, we appreciate them. So now that we're hanging out with them and we're friends with them and they all know us and we know them. Just this morning, you know, I saw Manly Buchanan, the great big youth, you know, he's my next door neighbor, and we're having a conversation. We're having a conversation. He's like, yo, Kumar, you know, keep the fire burning. things like that make me feel good. Things like that make me know that you're on the right path and you have a purpose, you know, in music. And it's not just show and tell or the hype that I see is happening with this new, you know, flock of artists that is coming worldwide. It's not just reggae, but in all genres. I realize that, you know, it's kind of, you know, there's no soul in it. And we cannot blame the musician or the artist. It's just the way of the world right now. People are losing themselves. And it's up to us artists to kind of remind them of who they are and how great they are and how great they can be. So, yeah, man.
Wow. It's kind of a reward.
Yeah, man, it's just a reward.
I want to tell to the people here in Brazil. Bem, ele falou que para ele ter trabalhado com essas grandes bandas, grandes artistas, foi uma grande inspiração para ele, que levou ele a seguir com mais seriedade a música, ele ter seguir mais com mais um propósito. Ele falou também dos Marleys, né? E ele fala que hoje, na referência para os grandes, para a juventude daí do reggae, que está começando na carreira do reggae, então, como Fred McGregor e muitos outros artistas aí do Love and Rock, ele disse que para ele foi uma grande escola, e hoje ele está seguindo firme aí. Eu falei para ele que é como se fosse um prêmio, uma magia que acontecesse no palco. E ele concordou, ele disse isso mesmo, é a mesma sensação que ele está sentindo aí, nós passamos aqui para o público. Yeah, man! Great! Nice.
Em 2016, Em 2016 tu estavas ainda à frente da banda Raging Fyah e vocês foram indicados ao Grammy, ao Grammy de melhor álbum reggae. Como essa experiência, como essa experiência alavancou a tua carreira, te levantou musicalmente falando?
Well, musically speaking, 2016 you were still in the band Raging Fyah, yeah?
Yes.
Then you was indicated to prize Grammy, né? To the Grammy. Tell us, how deep was this experience for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great. It's great to be recognized. It's great to be, you know, rewarded and awarded. You know,
Yeah.
when you work hard. And I think, you know, the Grammys and every other organization that, you know, rewards artists, you know, publicly, you know, for doing good, for doing great music, then, you know, I welcome them and I appreciate them. I think when we got nominated, you know, for the best reggae album, we were all very happy but surprised, you know, as well, because, you know, that's a big deal for a band that has been, you know, independent for a few years before we decided to sign to a label. So all these years of hard work on our own, pushing the music, all contributed to getting to that point. So I think, you know, we were really feeling good at that. And, you know, UB40 reached out at that time because they heard some of the earlier recordings and a lot of relationships were forged. So,
wow.
You know, the Grammys, you know, we didn't win at the Grammys, but it was a big win for us and for Jamaica and the culture for reggae music and the bands that actually come out of Jamaica now, the younger youths that are coming, they see it as something very phenomenal because we got nominated, you know, out of what you would call the reggae revival. It was early, you know, when we did it because we kept true to the story. So I think, you know, it opened a lot of doors, you know, for what was to come and what's happening right now.
Right, it's a great feeling. Bom, ele falou o seguinte, que ser nomeado ao indicado ao Grammy, para ele foi uma experiência top na carreira dele, no auge, porque isso aí para ele uma gratificação, claro, que ele como artista, né? Mas ele disse que independente de prêmio, todo mundo tem seu espaço na carreira, todo mundo tem seu espaço na vida, se você quiser seguir. E o melhor de tudo que ele gostou aí, além do prêmio, foi ser referência para os jovens, os artistas na Jamaica, né? Que viram ele como uma grande referência, um grande ídolo. Yeah, man, good words. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Na Jamaica tem um movimento muito forte do Rastafari. Na Jamaica tem um movimento muito forte do Rastafari. Como você acha que essa nova geração está lidando com as ideologias Rastafaris nos dias de hoje?
Rastafari movement was incrusted a long time and in Jamaica deeply. How can you see nowadays the youth and about the relationship with the Rastafarianism nowadays in this world?
Well, I mean, in this world right now, you know, we are, you know, human beings first, you know, because we all are human. So people make mistakes and people, you know, do things that they regret, you know. So I think in this time as Rasta, you know, we have to remain true to what the teaching of His Majesty. You understand? Yeah. So I think that is the baseline of where every argument should start and end, you know, because His Majesty said it, you know, in his writings. And if you read Marcus Garvey, you'll realize that all they were basically saying is just self-reliance, self-sustainability, you know. It was really relying on oneself. It's the highest science, you know. And the more you become self-independent and realize that, you know, we have everything we need inside us rather than outside, because everybody take it and turn it into religion, you know. So we burn the religion side of things. We just deal with the heart and the intention, you know. So I think being a Rastafari in 2021 is not the easiest thing, because a lot of judgment going to come up on the youths then based on your actions and what you have to say and do towards any form of oppression, because people used to Rasta speak out against anything unjust. But the lines have been twisted a lot for the last few years with the rise of social media and political division and dividedness over the world. So I think, you know, Rasta is something where we have to take it back to an individualistic way, where we read and educate ourselves and we youth them how to survive, in this industrial generation that is coming, because you know we can't stop the time. You know, as Bob Marley
Yeah,
said,
man.
the time going to come. So we gonna have to just be prepared for that time. As Rasta, you know, we've been a train for a couple of years, 60 years, 100 of years from morning, because we're sovereign, you know. Yeah, Rasta people are sovereign people in the earth, because we acknowledge ourselves, you know, we acknowledge, say, yo, we don't want to live by the same, you know, rules that govern death. You understand? We are dealing with life. And life and death can't in the same conversation. Life a life and death a death. So, Rastafari, you know? Yeah, man,
Yeah,
the teachings
man.
of His Majesty, man.
Great, great, great. Bem, ele falou que a questão do rastafarianismo, ele relacionou o rastafarianismo de modo geral à vida, porque não é preciso, tipo assim, o jovem, ele está crescendo, ele está no país onde o Rastafari ele foi pregado ali, mesmo enraizado, mas o que é o rastafarianismo? É essa coisa de você estar valorizando, olhando para dentro de si, respeitando a questão social. E é tipo assim, uma coisa automática, não precisa ir muito longe para se... Tipo a escola, você vai para a escola e vai estudar geografia. Rastafari não, é aprender a ser manso, a ter paz de espírito, a estar em contato com a experiência dos mais velhos. Assim como o Bob Marley falava, 20, 30 anos, e assim daqui para frente que ele quis dizer. E o Rastafari é isso, ele prega a questão do conceito. Ele, como, digamos, Rastafari, ele está ali para ensinar, para educar quem está em sua volta, proteger a sua geração. Então, essa correlação que ele faz do Rastafarianismo com a vida e o indivíduo é uma cadeia, entendeu? Então, é isso que ele quis expor, claramente.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Yes,
Papa.
Kumar.
Blessings.
Blessing that, yeah.
So two more questions, right? Two more questions and finish interview, right?
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Hoje a gente vive no mundo digital, tudo é muito rápido, tudo é muito, entre aspas, fácil de fazer. O que você pensa da plataforma digital para a música hoje?
Well, nowadays we're living deeply in the digital era where the music is released by digital platform. How can you see this field, this scenario, how too easy to produce a music nowadays, so fast? How can you see?
Yeah, well, I mean, times are changing, and, you know, we can't think about, you know, the past, because, you know, it works for an industry that understands it. So the youth them nowadays that, you know, they're able to create music just like that and put it on a platform just like that, and they make money just like that. And I mean, so for Spotify and all of these platforms, you know, you pay a subscription fee, you know, and you have access to people's music for a lifetime. And the artist gets paid every time the stream happens. So, you know, it just takes longer for some artists to make a living from the music, but it's also a lifeline, you know, for musicians who are constantly creating. So I think, you know, it depends on how you want to look at it. And personally, I remain positive at all times, even when it seems as if, oh my God, this is crazy, because we're not doing music for money or the greed. We're doing music to get it to the people. So whichever way it's getting to the people and the message is being heard, then I don't have a problem, you know, with sharing it on different platforms and with people who, you know, want to get it out there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Ele falou o seguinte, que a questão hoje é assim, a música hoje feita é muito fácil você encontrar, você baixar, você ter um acesso. Ele fala o seguinte, o que é positivo e negativo? Vou passar pelo negativo. O negativo é quando você usa as plataformas digitais para ganhar dinheiro, por ganância, para ser rico, é uma coisa. Mas ele disse que quando você usa, normalmente, vai produzir suas músicas, ou vai relançar, vai fazer um reading, né? Tudo bem, não tem nada contra. Só é da forma como você usa a plataforma digital. Ou seja, é uma ferramenta poderosa que veio para dar um up na carreira do artista. Mas tem esse que hoje o mundo está se dividido, né? Tem os artistas que querem simplesmente usar a plataforma para produzir, subir na carreira rapidamente, não com aquela emoção, aquele feeling. Como a gente conversa muito a questão, o artista diz que antes o contato com a guitarra era melhor, tal, que o som. e hoje. Então ele põe nesse parâmetro, ele faz esse comparativo. Yeah, man. Great work.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, o que você sabe sobre o Brasil?
Oh, yeah. Great question. How much do you know about Brazil?
Well, you know, I've never traveled to Brazil, but you know, the main thing we all know in Jamaica about Brazil is football. You know, Pele, like we're saying, yeah, you know, like everybody know, like Pele is the greatest. You know, so in Jamaica, that's the first thing when you say Brazil. Where I'm from, we paint our houses in the color of the Brazilian flag. We paint our house, yeah.
Really? Great,
Yeah.
great. Here in Brazil, we see many houses painted with to make a flag.
All right.
Great. Bom, ele falou que ele, assim, ele não conhece muito, mas o que faz ele conhecer muito o Brasil? Aqui na Jamaica, cada casa praticamente lá nos guetos, futebol, o pessoal fala muito do futebol do Brasil. As casas têm bandeiras pintadas com a bandeira brasileira. E eu falei para ele que tem o inverso também. Aqui nós temos, a maioria, muitas casas dos guetos são pintadas com a bandeira jamaicana, a bandeira brasileira. Então isso faz com que tenha uma conexão muito mais próxima.
All right.
Yeah, man. Nice words. Yeah, bless love.
So, Kumar, to the finish interview, fala sobre os seus projetos futuros.
Well, tell us about your future plans, future projects for you. What can you expect about your
Yeah, man,
career?
brand new album. I'm kind of tight about it, but new album on its way with a lot of roots rocking, you know, reggae music as well as some things for the young ones. But you know, it's really you know, great music that's on its way right now. So you know, look out for it, man. Just stay tuned. I released a few projects. You know, so just hop on to my Instagram at Kumar Fyah and you'll see the latest release, you know, and projects that I've been working on, you know. So yeah, man, big up. Give thanks. More life, health, and strength. Thank you very much. Yes,
Yeah, man. Ele falou que ele tá na estrada aí, tá lançando os jingles dele. Muito a questão do jovem hoje, ele foca muito a questão da juventude. Essa filosofia da musicalidade, mas ele tem esse ponto, ele pontua isso, essas parcerias. Então, trazendo a essência também do roots antigo. Yeah, man.
Yes, Kumar. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
family, bless up.
Thank you so much for patience with me.
You're
In
welcome,
addition, yes, big up, Karen.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
So sorry for my be late. Yeah.
Love.
So, thank you, man. More blessings in life.
All right, Cliff,
Bye-bye.
blessings. All right, Brazil, no love.
Bye-bye, man.
Listen, love.